Then let's do this.
I'm sitting on a toy.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello. Welcome to Share the Love Sundays. We're here with Michelle from Sayystella today. And if you're here, then say hi in the chat, ask your questions as we go through. This is an interactive interview, so feel free to chip in.
Okay, I keep telling everyone I was telling everyone on Facebook, I'm really nervous, so stop by and tell me you're there, so I have people to lean on.
Show us some support, everyone. Say hi in the chat.
Okay, Michelle, well, let's kick it off with the first question. Can you start by telling us who you are and what your channel's about?
Yes, so I'm Michelle. My channel is Sayystella, and my channel is basically, I like to consider it a comedy-based lifestyle channel. So I pretty much do anything that I find fun and entertaining and that I like to do in my day-to-day life and more. Basically my channel.
We love your name, Sayystella. Can you tell us how you chose that name, Michelle?
Well, okay, so back in the day, because I've always liked writing. So back in the day, I made a blog that had a title that had some swearing in it. So blank, she says. And then I realized the algorithm just didn't really like that. So I changed it to stuff she says. And then when I decided to change to YouTube, I was like, I want to make it more personal, but I don't want to put my full name out there because I have a child and I want to keep the whole privacy thing. So I had a nickname of Stella. So I decided to say and I've reversed it to make it a little more original. So it became Sayystella. So yeah, so originally it was just a good way to cut out the swearing.
That's a good point about the algorithm, though. Yeah, we heard that too.
Yeah. So, Michelle, why did you start your channel?
For a variety of reasons. I mean, for every kind of piece of my channel, there's a different reason behind it. So, like the vlogs and stuff with my son and traveling, I like to have that as a way to just constantly kind of be able to look back at my memories. Like, for example, have you ever gone on a trip and taken 5,000 photos, and when you're looking back, you're like, I don't remember what museum that was. I don't remember where we were that day. Well, at least with vlogging, you can be like, this is where I was, this is what we were doing. And I really like that. But then otherwise, I've always, like I said, I liked writing. I love photography. I have a very, I feel like I'm a very creative person. And when I started working my day-to-day job, my daytime job, I felt the creativity just draining out of me. And so I started my channel because I just wanted to be able to put my an outlet. It was an outlet for me. And since I started, I've actually started and completed a writing program. I've hit 155 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And I've stepped out of my comfort zone a lot. So definitely a plus in my books.
That's so true. We were looking for another way to be creative as well, because you know, when the whole lockdown thing happened, that was when we started our channel, and it just felt like, you know, theaters closed, cinemas closed, everything closed, and it's like, so yeah, I definitely hear you about that.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to invest some time into something. I mean, in some ways it's productive, in other ways people look at you funny, but
I know.
But, you know.
They did that to us anyhow, Michelle, so don't worry about it.
I'm a little unusual sometimes, so I occasionally break into accents and whatever else.
That's so cool.
Just give people another reason to look at me funny. It's okay.
Oh my god, if you were just plain and boring, nobody would be interested. So it's really good that you're unique and quirky, and we love that.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So bearing that in mind, who is your target audience, would you say?
I would say it's anyone that likes to laugh, likes to learn, likes to try new things, because that's a big thing that I want to do this year. Is I want to focus on trying new things and kind of just taking the YouTube thing along with me. So I want to go kayaking this year. I would love to do some more adventurous stuff. My son's 6 now, so he can actually partake in some of these things. So that would be really fun. Is I'd love to take and to have the memory forever, and hopefully people who could be inspired maybe.
Yeah, I think that is really inspiring. You know, we've been saying we need to get off this sofa a bit more with our channel. And do some more
thing is summer is right around the corner. So
yeah, well, it's not good news for us because summer in Arizona is just like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So
we'll do some indoor adventures.
Yes, for sure. But at least
some adventures in the AC.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, maybe we'll go swimming or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's see. We've got some people in the chat. Hello, everyone. Roger's here. Hello, Roger. Debbie Williams says hi, Michelle.
Hi, Deb. She's my friend.
Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Flower Eggs and Yeast.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
And they said, would you ever white water raft, Michelle?
Honestly, okay, so one of my favorite movies is called River Wild, and it's actually about that kind of stuff. It's got Meryl Streep in it, and it's honestly like ever since I watched that movie as a kid, I want to so bad. Because I've never really done any kind of boating. Like I was on a ferry once when I was 16, but that's about it. I am very, very afraid of how I would handle that situation. But I think that makes me want to try even more. So yes, I think I would. Like once I kind of, break the ice a little bit with something smaller.
That's a good idea. Don't go straight into
build
the white
up
water.
to it. Yeah.
Maybe practice on my swimming a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's right. That'd be a good skill to brush up on beforehand.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's good to challenge yourself though, isn't it? It's so easy just to sit back and think, no.
Well, I mean, like think about the stories later too, right? Like I don't want to, like when my son asks me about my childhood and stuff, I like, what was the most adventurous thing you did as a kid? I went down a metal slide when it was really, really hot.
That is the worst, to be fair.
I learned a lesson.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that adventurous.
Wonderful example to set for him,
Yeah. Well, no, all the stuff that I do, I take him with me. So a lot of the stuff he gets to do. I took him zip lining, not last summer, but the summer before. We went to the Toronto Zoo and they had a little zip line. It was very, very small, but it was perfect for his age. He would have been 4. So I took him on that. And that was my first time zip lining too. So it was a first for us.
Oh, how cool.
I really want to do that. I think it looks so fun. I really want to try.
I want to go on like one of the big ones, like where you have like miles. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah, like over the treetops or something.
Yeah.
Must be very exhilarating. I'd be absolutely terrified, but
I don't like heights, but it just
no either.
When I do it. I really want
be a good challenge.
Yeah.
I just want to check with everyone at home because I see Like It or Not here. Hello.
Hi. I like it or not.
But for some reason I can't see the video. Oh no, if you can't see the video, please let us know now and I'll do some fiddling.
I hope you can all see us. Please let
us know if you can see our faces.
Yes. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's never happened before.
Uh-oh.
Well, I think somebody else would have mentioned it.
I hope
so. Yeah. Okay, so Michelle, your channel is full of a variety of things. So from like vlogs to challenges, from lifestyle and things about the paranormal, all sorts of things. What is your favorite topic and why?
Well, I think that, so vlogging and travel are probably my favorite things too, for the memories. But like with the paranormal, I've always been really interested in it and I love watching paranormal stuff. And you know that they say imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So like I kind of feel like I love it so much that like once I started feeling things in my house, I'm like, maybe I should start doing some story times or talking about this stuff. And it's just, so I really enjoy like the vlogging aspect. Like I said, the memories and stuff. I like to be able to look back on what I did last year and, but I don't know. I love filming the stuff that I enjoy. So kind of like it all.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, that is nice. Yeah. YouTube tells us, or we've heard from some experts, that you should create a niche and not be too wide, and that you should niche down.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, they say that you should niche down if you really want to like grow your channel huge. But to be honest, I don't have the attention span for that. I can't focus on just one thing ever. Like in a conversation with me, I'm everywhere. And that's kind of what I want to be with I like the surprise aspect, if you know what's coming all the time, like, yes, it makes you more like likely to subscribe because you're like, I know I'm going to get exactly this every time, but that's not really what my life is. So since I consider myself a lifestyle channel, I I'm excited to do new things and do different things and surprise people once in a while. So as far as niching down, like, I do understand it. Like, if I really had like the big dreams to have like millions of subscribers, and I mean, like, that would be cool. Like, it would be like, I mean, it would be a pretty good plus side, right? But and right now YouTube is just me doing things that I enjoy and things that I can look back on someday. So if you like it, then subscribe, and if you don't, then maybe next time.
I think that's well said. You know, you've got to be enjoying it yourself, haven't you? And if you're doing something just to get subscribers and maybe income in the future, you know, you're not, it's like going to work and having to go to work and doing a job you really don't like that much. You're there for an awful long time. So why not try and do something that you really love? And I think it then shines through that you are enjoying it.
Right. And that's the thing, is like, I don't want to get bored with my own content, because if you can't have fun making your own content, how do you ask someone to watch your content if you're like, oh yeah, I just do this same thing. It just watch it. I mean,
we've kind of felt the same thing, because we've kind of been talking about, should we be more specific, you know, because we do a lot of different things too. But to be honest, I think we would get bored as well.
I know. I think we're like that with everything. We do like the variety too.
Yeah.
So we're with you on that one, Michelle.
Yeah, it's definitely something I've thought about. Like, I'm like, oh, well, you know, like, if I really want to like really grow my channel, I should really focus. I can't pick one thing to focus on. I just can't. I'm like, okay, well, if I only do travel, then I'm not gonna be able to make content very often because COVID-19. So I was like, okay, but if I only do vlogs, then I literally have a full-time job and a 6-year-old. So I don't do a whole lot. So it's just like the best way to create lots of content is to include my whole life. So it's kind of where I'm at.
And if it's interesting for you, then it's bound to be interesting for the people who do hit.
For somebody, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, definitely for us.
Yeah. Oh my
gosh.
We
love it not knowing exactly what we're going to get today.
Guys, if you haven't had a look at Saystella's channel, there is a link in the description. Please check her out. She's really fun and different, unique. And great content. So check her out. What's going on in the chat, Lucy?
Well, the sensational gent Sean.
Oh, hi,
Hello, Sean. Says we're coming in fine. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, thank you. Receiving us loud and clear.
Coming through. And Tony's here. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Says, how are we doing? We're doing good. Thanks, Tony. Thank you for coming. And Sean says, I have been dealing with the idea of sticking with one niche or being more broad. Feels better to do more. I like the movie reviews that you've been doing, Sean, lately. Broadening out a bit. I think that does feel good when you know someone's doing what they enjoy, and that feels good to watch. It feels good to do. It's just refreshing.
Yeah, I agree. So you do some videos with your sister.
I do.
Which are really fun to watch, fun challenges and all sorts of things. Have you got any videos planned with her in the near future?
We've had some conversations, but a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now, I need more like new equipment for. We want to do some more hiking and stuff, so I'm working on investing in some GoPros. Plus, we've been working on filming this one video. We've filmed it 4 times, and every single time something has gone wrong, like garbage content gone wrong kind of thing. So we're gonna get that done eventually. We're gonna get that one down. So then I end up having to like scramble to get something else put together because I don't want to miss Fridays. But so like we've got a couple things we're working on, a couple things we're talking about, a couple of trips we want to take. But of course there's just things we have to think about before we can. So that's what I'll say there. But she's very happy you guys enjoy her being in the videos. She gets, her head grows a little bit every time I tell her somebody liked the video we were in. So and for future Carol Ann, because she's not actually like watching right now, she's at work, but for future Carol Ann, hi, everyone loves you.
Hi. You might not know who we are, but we like you.
No, she's watched a couple of you guys' videos. She loved to watch you guys do the collab. So
nice.
Oh, nice.
We should say Michelle's been hosting this wonderful collab where she's been sending out Canadian snacks to people in America, including us.
Which
has been so interesting. So we took part in that and we released our video Friday. But if that sounds fun, then go and check out everyone else's videos too, because they're a great group of YouTubers, and we've met some new people through that collaboration too. So that's been really exciting.
It was a fabulous idea. The way you sent it to us, and the way you presented it, all lovely, wrapped up with your little note, and then you opened it, and it was just full of goodies. It was such a treat. We were like, kids at Christmas, weren't we?
We were. Yeah, that's
what I aim for.
Yeah. Well, you did it. We had so much fun.
Oh, I see Tony's heading on over to check out your channel, Michelle.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Hi.
And he says, same with me, sticking with the game reviews or game related videos, because I know it's what I'm best at. That's true. If there's something you're really good at, that might be a reason to niche down. And Tony, you are obviously very knowledgeable about the video games. So
gaming is like a booming, like everybody's gaming and everyone's getting hits. So
it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And he says, I hate it when the video you're making goes wrong. Like with me, there were certain games I had trouble reviewing because of the difficulty. So I just had to move on to another game. Yeah, that is that thing, isn't there? Like, is it good enough to put out? And if it's not good enough, then it hurts. But sometimes it's better just to not do it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I have a friend who does gaming videos, and he has an issue with, he doesn't like the games that like everyone's watching. So like when Among Us was really big, he's like, but that game sucks. So basically it was like, trying to find something that you can enjoy playing that is still going to get attention. See, and I know nothing about video games at all. So
we don't really play them, but we do really enjoy watching gamers, which is so interesting. We've only really discovered that since doing YouTube.
I know we thought we would have, but it's actually fun watching them, and they've always got such great commentary going on. They're so funny, and so I love you gamers out there. You are very entertaining.
And Tony's definitely hitting up the retro games, all that nostalgia.
Like the ones that I would know.
Even I've heard of some of these games, so it's something for everyone. Jennifer, like it or not, says the snack box was definitely fun. It was a brilliant idea.
Absolutely.
And Tony says, I have had Canadian Smarties before. They are the best. Yes, we
do you guys like the Smarties better than M&Ms?
That it's a controversial point, but I would say yes.
What about you, Julie?
Yeah, I'd say yes too.
Really? See, I prefer M&Ms.
I don't know. We didn't have M&Ms growing up in the UK.
I wonder if it's just what you're used to.
It's a bit nostalgic for me. The good old Smarties.
Right. That's right.
Like when you get them in the tube and you used to sort of pop the top off, and and you'd be so excited if your top was the right color, because there was like blue, red, yellow, green, and I remember popping the top off lots of times. So I just thought of that. I should have said that in the video.
I think it is that thing that there's some familiarity, that comes with it. That M&Ms aren't bad. I'm not saying that at all.
No.
My heart is with the Smarties. And Sean says the treats looked amazing, but what was up with the lavender soap gum?
So I did actually say in because I've done that collab twice now, and in the first one that I did, when I was packing them, I did actually say, so my theory is that they used to give this gum to their kids when they swore, so you wouldn't have to. And I think that's one of the ladies that was Sayystella Rose. She actually brought that up in her video. She goes, "From my understanding, they gave this to their kids as punishment." And I was like, "Oh no, what did I do?" But then like another person that was involved in the first one, she actually brought up like that it was like a lavender. She's like, "I actually really find it calming," and I was like. So that's Christy Evers. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's probably exactly what it's for. Like, it's probably supposed to be like, because it's like a lavender. I never researched it, but that's just kind of what makes sense to me. Because otherwise it's literally just soap. So, but I do know
very
people,
soapy.
It really is.
Lavender, I could taste
that's
the lavender.
A good point. And there is a slight like aroma, isn't there, of like lavender, which is quite calming.
So I guess it just depends on your taste buds, maybe. Like some people taste soap and some people taste the lavender, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I could taste both, but the soap definitely prevailed.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I didn't really dislike it,
No.
but it wasn't something that I would go and buy again immediately, you know. Whereas those ketchup crisps, I would be stocking up on those if I could.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe I can send you guys some more in the future.
Yeah.
They're only $1 a bag here.
Yeah. That's cool.
Sean says, I want the ketchup Lays.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And
well, if he's a creator, tell him to comment in that video, because I will be I'm going to be doing one more round. Probably I can't do it in the summer because if I put chocolate in it, it'll all melt before it gets anywhere. So I'm thinking about doing one more early spring.
Hey guys, girls out there, if you want to do the taste test, quickly get in there quick.
Yeah, go and comment on that video.
Yeah.
You'll be inundated now, Michelle. Tony says, they are both equally good. The Canadian Smarties are like chocolate and fruity at the same time. The outside is fruity, inside is chocolate.
I've personally never noticed the fruity taste in Smarties.
I haven't either. Maybe it's what do they call it? Like psychosomatic because of the different colors.
Yeah, kind of like. I mean, I could, like I said, same thing. Maybe some different taste buds pick up different things, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that could be it. Yeah, but I do like that sugary. Like M&Ms have that too, I suppose. Like that sugary showers. You crunch through, and then you get the softer chocolate.
Yeah,
it's
the melt in your mouth and not in your hands thing.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes, that's it. Yes,
exactly. And Tony says Canada is also where I saw medieval times. Yeah, we've got one of those in Arizona. I've never been.
We do have a medieval times in Toronto, I believe, but I've never been there.
Yeah.
Really
I really want to go though.
Yeah, I do too. I'd love to go to Toronto. Yeah. It seems like an awesome city.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
That's right. One day we'll have to make a trip because we have a few YouTuber friends in Toronto and surrounding areas. And it'd be nice to just go and visit everyone.
Yeah. We'll tell them we're coming and they'll all go on vacation
somewhere
else.
We'll all do like a meetup.
Yeah.
A
large collab.
Yes, Canadian collab.
Yeah. And Tony says, I went to Toronto when I was 10 for my mom's dental meeting. We went to a restaurant called Mr. Green Jeans and did sightseeing. I got myself a Canadian flag. I got some maple syrup and crayons in my French name. Oh, that sounds fun.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool. I like the sound of the maple syrup. I love maple syrup.
I should have thought. I was thinking about throwing that in the boxes, but I just didn't that time.
Yeah.
I heard the horror stories about them like shattering during shipping, and I was like, that's the last thing that somebody wants is to get like a bunch of snacks filled with Canadians.
Sticky and
that would be an interesting unboxing.
It's
like, this box is leaking.
The sticky mess? No way. I wouldn't want to give that to somebody.
No, that'd be the last time anyone would participate in one of those collabs.
Yeah, for sure. But the really cool thing about Toronto is in like the smaller spots around it, there's actually some really cool like scenery places. We have I went to university in Scarborough, and we had this place. What do we call it? Whatever we called it. I don't remember what we called it, but it was basically just like a forest. And like there was like a really nice garden and stuff too. Can't remember what they called it, but yeah, it was like right off the campus, and it was just so beautiful. And like if you look up like certain things about Toronto, like some of the sky views you can see are like they're really pretty. And there's actually a place to go surfing in Toronto too, if you can believe it.
Surfing?
Yeah, I found that out watching TikTok.
Wow, how cool is that?
I love that when you're in like a city, but you're also close to nature. Like the city I grew up in was quite a small city, but it was surrounded by like fields. It was very rural, but then you know you could get in and you could do stuff too, which is such a nice combination.
For sure. So it's not just a urban metropolis. It's got it's got scenery and space too, which is important.
It's nice to have that mix.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, Sean says, Michelle, that was my comment on the video. Maybe it was a punishment with the Sophie gum.
Yeah, yeah. Right, you've said that.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Sure,
But then what does it say about my 6-year-old who loves that stuff?
He does.
Oh, does he?
He likes it. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I probably introduced it to him like last year when I started I bought an extra pack because I was like, I should probably taste it again before I send it off. And then my son saw it and he's probably gone through like 3 packs since then. He loves it. He loves it. It's definitely no Hubba Bubba, but
that's
he
true,
definitely
Hubba Bubba.
enjoys it. Yeah. So
I wonder if you get introduced to something when you're younger, you know, then sometimes that can be like, it can set you up for life, you know, whereas if you
have like a better
tasted something
tolerance.
like that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You're more open to things when you're a child, I think.
Yeah, like the British
for sure.
Marmite, probably.
Yeah, maybe like our Marmite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony says, yeah, I gave the crayons and the syrup to my teacher. Oh, bless you, Tony. That's so sweet. I bet she loved that. Or he. I bet they loved that. And he says, Toronto is where I saw the medieval times. It was great food, great, especially the chicken. I love chicken. Me too. Definitely. Do you like the food scene in Toronto, Michelle?
I like that there's a variety of stuff for I'm a vegetarian, so I kind of like that there's different options for people like me, because you know there's like vegan restaurants and specifically vegetarian restaurants, and being in a small town, like it's very hard to find something that I don't have to pick something out of.
I understand. Yeah.
So like at least in Toronto, I like that there's, like I said, something for everyone. And sometimes like when I go out with my friends here, a lot of them don't really remember them a vegetarian because I don't really make it everyone else's business. I kind of just, I'm 27 years old, I can feed myself kind of thing. So I'll look for what I would like or whatever. But in Toronto, like they've got something for everybody. So that's what I really liked.
That's nice. That's the great thing about big cities, isn't it?
Yeah.
So much variety.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. And Tony also says, I agree. There's a lot of scenery in Toronto. It also has nice weather. And we went to Niagara Falls under the waterfall. That was amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to visit.
I've never gone under it, but beautiful. I've been there at night too. They set it up rainbowy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but that's amazing.
That's on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so one of the other guests on your channel has been your mom.
Oh, we love your mom.
She is now a YouTube star. How does she find that? And have you got any more videos planned with your mom?
Well, the thing is with my mom is she didn't really want to be on YouTube. When I told her I was going to start doing YouTube, she's like, I don't want any part of it. And I'm like, okay. But then once I started doing the paranormal stuff, and she was like, I feel so like left out. Like, why am I not on? And I'm like, well, if you want to be on videos, like you've been telling me you've had a lot of experience with paranormal. So why don't you sit down and tell your stories? And she's like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And that's pretty much the only video. She's made like appearances in others, but she doesn't really want to be the center of attention. She's really embarrassed of what people are going to say about her at work. So
I can't keep her up.
And I'm like, honestly, everyone loves that. But funny enough, that's the most viewed video on my channel. It's the one with my mom. So
I think people are fascinated about mother and daughter, or, relationship. And, when I saw that on there, I thought, oh, I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah. Family dynamics, I think, are always
that video is a year and a half old, and somehow in the past 2 months, it's gotten a lot of traction. It's gained like 300 views in like the past 3 months, when it literally sat in like the 20s or 30s for probably a year.
That's strange, isn't it?
It's weird that it kicked in, but it's pretty cool.
YouTube is so mysterious, isn't it? How it works.
It really, really is. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So, how do you find time to do the YouTubing? Because as you say, you've got your 6-year-old son, you work full time. How do you find the time?
I think it's really important to make time for the things you love. So I think that I just make the time. right now my son goes to his dad's every other weekend. So I try my best to take advantage of the time that I have when the house is quiet. But a lot of the time I end up having to film last minute videos, and I'll wait until he goes to bed, or sometimes he'll just come on a trip with me. So when we go hiking and stuff like that, like you don't even understand. He loves that stuff, and he loves the camera. It's actually it's a challenge to keep him out of the shot sometimes.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to do was like force him into something that, later on he might not be overly thrilled about, but it's something he really, really loves now. But I'm like, what if when you're 12 and you're going into middle school, what if people are making fun of you and you get upset at me? So it's really, it's hard, because I don't want him to be like the center of the attention, because like I said, if he ends up not liking it in the long run, then that comes back on me, and it's like taking away his personal privacy and stuff too. So I just try my best to film. Yeah, I just try my best to film when he's sleeping or out of the house. But every now and again, it's really nice to have him. Like, there's a video of him doing my makeup when he was 3. Like, he wanted to do it. He asked me to, because he saw me filming one day. He goes, I want to be on the video. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? He goes, I want to do your makeup. I'm like, oh, okay. He made me look beaten up, but he did my makeup. he enjoyed it. So
that's
yeah.
great. I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. That's brilliant.
Yeah. It's a while ago. It's a couple years ago. So
yeah,
he wants to do it again too. But I've thrown out all the makeup I don't use, so I have to I went to the dollar store, but none of that stuff has pigment, so he doesn't like it. So he's like, no, you have to get me real makeup. I'm like,
it'd be so funny if he ends up being like some sort of makeup artist, like or something, and then that shot of him doing that will just go viral, because they're like, look, this is where he started.
This is where it all began.
He watches a lot of like Steven Scherer and them, like they're like for more kiddie type things, and he's been asking me probably for the past year if I'll let him be a YouTuber, and I'm like, ask me when you're 12. Like, ask me when you're a little older.
That's a good sign.
Plus I really couldn't see myself editing for 2 channels right now. That would just throw me over the edge.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of work, for sure.
It's the voice of experience.
Oh, it's so funny. I've just seen Sean says, my mum asked to be on the show, but I would have a hard time getting her to be able to operate a camera.
Oh
yeah.
Look at me for.
Every time I get mum to do some camera work, I get a text saying, "Oh, press something," and something's come up on the screen. What do I do?
That's my mom too.
Well, you just pick it up to do something, and then you think, "Oh my God, there's a funny thing on the screen.
Should that be flashing like that?"
And it's like, oh,
yeah. Well, I wonder if we'll see Sean's mum appear on the show at some point.
Oh, yeah. And talking of mums, it's British Mother's Day today. So
happy Mother's Day.
And mother-in-law are watching. So happy Mother's Day, Mum. Happy Mother's Day, Jay.
You don't have to open this now, but that's your card.
Thank you.
I was like, are you gonna send it through the video?
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day,
Mom. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers wherever you are in the world.
Yes,
you're doing an amazing job,
and we're very lucky because we get a Mother's Day in America in May again. So yeah,
she gets 2 now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so what are your goals, your short-term goals and your long-term goals for your channel, would you say at the moment, Sayystella, Michelle?
I think like short-term, like I said, is just I'm really working on like getting better with editing, and I really have to get some new technology, but I'm really wanting to work on my editing skills and work on stepping out of comfort zone. And like long-term, it would be cool to eventually, hit like a, monetization spot. But I mean, any YouTuber is going to say that. Yeah. But a long-term goal, it'd be really cool to like be out and about and somebody recognize me. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be really cool. I think it would really freak me out, but it'd be really cool.
local celebrity. Yeah.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be fun. It'd be odd, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Would you have to sign something? Or,
that would be weird. It'd be really, really weird, but it'd be really cool. Like, and I also, like I said, like I like to write and stuff. So another long-term goal is I'm working on a book that I'm writing. And then I might even do a little bit of playing around in music someday. We'll see. It's just one of those
things. That's so
things.
wonderful that you've got all these ambitions, and that you're actually doing it, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to write a book, but they don't actually start, or they just start and that's it. But
I'm 6 chapters in, I can tell you that.
Nice.
So has it got a paranormal theme? Just, I know you don't want to give the game away, but has it got that sort of theme?
One that I've started does, but the one that I'm working on, not really, no. It's more of like kind of sort of murder mystery. Kind of, sort of.
Oh, I love those.
We love a murder mystery.
Yeah. Oh.
It was the very first chapter I wrote is the final assignment I did for my writing class, and it got 100%. So.
Wow. Oh, well, we look forward to reading that one day. Yeah.
And actually, I will actually foreshadow a little bit of it. So for the first chapter, I put a girl into a burning room through a flashback.
Oh God, that's like my worst nightmare.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, that's a good hook to hook you in,
right?
Yeah,
that's exactly why.
Yeah, I love it when a story throws you into the plot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So don't forget, in the chat, if you've got any questions. And we've got a bit of a pause. Who have we got on next week, Lucy?
Oh, I know some of you know him. Rockstar Paul 69 is coming on.
Talking about gamers,
Yeah, we got Rockstar Paul. He's really cool. He's British. He does all types of games, a lot of transportation simulation games and sports commentary games. And so come along and meet Rockstar Paul. That's very exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. And so how do you go about actually attracting subscribers and viewers to your channel?
Well, I do mingle in some of the Facebook groups, but mostly I kind of just count on word of mouth, asking my subscribers to share the videos and stuff like that. And you got to really focus on like your SEO, so your search engine optimization. It's just I don't like to be the one that's like pushing my links at people all the time, so I really kind of just let things happen. So it wasn't even until like a year and a bit after I started my channel that I even started posting links on Facebook and stuff, because I was like, oh my gosh, people are just gonna judge me. But eventually you just gotta stop caring, I guess.
Yeah, we kind of had to get over that a bit too, because you do get a few people, not many to be fair, but a few people like, why are you doing that?
Exactly.
And, you can't let that bother you, because you'd never do anything, would you? There's always someone ready to say, ready to judge you, but
absolutely,
it's just not worth it. Oh, Sean says, Michelle, it must be hard to find the time to work on a book and YouTube.
It is. It really, really is. But I wouldn't even say it's honestly, because my job, like there's some weeks that I work 56 hours a week. Like I will work 7 days in that week. So honestly, it's like, it's not even just while during YouTube, it's literally like between I'm a single mom. So between momhood, work, and then like, I don't actually spend as much time with YouTube as I wish I could. So it definitely makes it, I'm just too tired sometimes. The minute I open my laptop and start typing, I'll like literally just like, did I fall asleep?
Yeah.
It's really hard to work on something entertaining when you're putting yourself to sleep.
That is true. Yes. Yeah.
So,
you're not giving off that really energetic, positive vibe.
You're just like, oh, this story is so good.
It's so good. I just can't keep my eyes open.
So it's I definitely do admit I keep myself a little too busy sometimes. But I enjoy it, so hopefully I get the book done. That's all I can hope for.
I'm sure you will. The fact that you're 6 chapters in is a good sign that you're going to keep going, I think.
But I mean, I will admit that I might have not touched the book since August.
Well, I'm not surprised, Michelle.
Yeah, you have to be kind to yourself as well, don't you? And sometimes you just have to say, I can't put energy into this right now.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you have, I don't know if you've had any negative comments on YouTube or on Facebook or anything, but how would you deal with those, and how does it affect you?
Well, for like the big thing is I have to consider how much time it takes or how much energy someone has to put into putting a negative comment. Like you have to really be passionate about what you're disliking to go out of your way to make that video, that comment. So like I tend to just try to, like, if it's like I don't like your video because, and they give you something to fix, then it's like, okay, that's constructive criticism, and I can handle that. I can work with that.
Yes.
But when like with like my paranormal video, someone just commented BS basically, and I'm like, thanks for commenting. I just liked it and moved on. Doesn't really bother me. But like, I mean, like personal attacks are different, and I can say I haven't had those before, but I have had a comment that was like, I can't believe you had a baby crying in that video. And I'm like, I mean, babies cry, but the video was great.
Yeah. People are very judgmental sometimes.
Absolutely. And I like to turn it around, and I'm like, well, how would they do things differently if they were in my shoes, right? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So
yeah, we all try and do our best, and nothing is perfect, as you can hear, because the dog's been going berserk just now.
I'm surprised mine's not barking. I'm really shocked. She hates when there's attention that's not on her. So I'm shocked.
Yeah, this is it.
Layla hates it too.
Yeah. But I think with like negative comments, you just have to think about how much energy they're putting into like that negativity, and you just have to remind yourself that you're not going to thrive off of their negativity. You have to try to stay on the positive side and look for what you can take from it and move forward.
That's good advice.
That's great advice. I like that.
Yeah.
I've just seen Eleanor's here. Hi Eleanor from Eleanor Elaborates. And I'll just shout out, because I know Eleanor's got a live coming up this week, I believe on Wednesday. I know it's at 4 p.m. our time, and I'm so sorry with everyone's times changing. I can't do all the conversions for you, but if you can make that sounds like it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I am right, aren't I, Eleanor? It's this Wednesday. Let me know if that's wrong. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. And my brain is like
sending everyone there at the wrong date.
I know, and I'll be sitting waiting like, where is it then, Eleanor?
Yeah, what's going on? Well, Lucy said it was on Wednesday.
I know. And Tony says, same with me. I have learned that you will have haters. The only thing you can do is ignore them and let them do that. Yeah. That's
haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate, as they say.
Yeah.
And Eleanor says, I get it. I am a college student, leadership roles, YouTube and extracurriculars. I just have been taking more breaks than planned for self-care. It's so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I think we need to work on that a bit sometimes.
I think we do. Yeah, it's pretty full on at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we need to follow that advice ourselves.
Yeah.
And you guys live in different houses, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely makes it a lot more difficult trying to figure out where you're going to meet up and when. And I know that Julie, you work.
Yeah, we both work, and we live about 10 or 12 miles apart, and like today I just couldn't get parked at Lucy's apartment complex.
She almost didn't make it, guys.
You know, I ran in the end, because I tried several times all the way around the complex to get parked. So yeah, that was a bit stressful. Finally got 10 minutes to spare.
Let's see. Sean says, don't worry, Michelle, I haven't worked on my fitness book since July. It's so relatable. It is, but you just have to say, well, I'll get to it when I get to it.
I know.
Yeah, be kind. Oh, phew, that is the right date. Eleanor, 4-year YouTube anniversary. Congratulations, Eleanor. That's wonderful. And Janet's here. He says, hey guys, sorry I'm here late. I've been trying to figure out some settings on this new device. Love everyone's outfit today. Oh,
thank you.
Thank you very much. And Eleanor says, that's what the live stream is for Wednesday. It's 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
7 p.m. Eastern, everybody.
Okay, we were, so what was it for us?
I think it's 4
4, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Where did we get to?
Okay, so how would you define success on YouTube? You've touched on it already a bit, but how would you define success?
I think that like success, I don't think is just based on numbers. Like I said, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then how can you be successful when you're not happy with it? So I think like success is being happy with your content and being like having a number that you could be proud of, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's different for everybody. It's really hard to pin that down.
It is difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to say, but I think you know, that's a good point.
It's definitely more than just the numbers. Like sometimes there's been times we put out videos and we're like really proud of them and really excited, and then maybe they don't get a lot of views, and you have to say that video is still a success because we stretched ourselves creatively, or we did something we haven't done, or we created something that we're proud of. And that in itself is a success. You know, sometimes you have to tell yourself that, because it's like, I want people to see what I've created.
I know. And you put so much effort into the whole process, from the research all the way through to the editing, and then, you know, writing the description and doing the thumbnail. It's a long process, you know, many hours of work. And then when it doesn't do so well, and then something that you're kind of just quickly thrown in at the last minute, you know,
goes viral.
Yeah, exactly.
I find it like really, really disappointing when you the videos that you don't spend the extra time on do like really well, and then the videos that like you just kind of threw together last minute, you're like, why did that do so good?
I know.
I get that every now and again.
It's like, I can do so much more though.
I know. I know.
Like, that wasn't even my best video.
Yes, it's an odd thing, isn't it? And I don't know why that's the case, but it often is. Yeah, but when it all comes together and one that you're really proud of does really well, then that's like, yay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Eleanor says, you never know what will be a hit. Some of my content that I didn't expect would take off does. Oh, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And Molly Cakes is here. Hi, Molly. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you.
So how do we find you on social media?
So
Michelle?
I am on Instagram, TikTok, which I don't really like to say very often, but Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all under Sayystella. Everything's the same.
Okay.
So pretty easy to find.
And it's Sayystella with 2 Y's.
Yes, Sayystella.
Yeah,
that's me. And I actually put up a TikTok last night where, so back in October, I carved a jack-o'-lantern of 2 YouTubers I really like, which are Sam and Colby. Last night I found a way to animate it. And I put that up on TikTok. I literally just laughed for like 3 hours at this app, and so I animated a little music video, made it of my singing jack-o'-lanterns. So you guys should go check that out next under Sayystella on TikTok. Oh my, every time I look at it, I just like laugh.
Yeah, I saw you making the jack-lanterns and originally, but I haven't obviously seen the TikTok.
We're not on TikTok.
We're not on TikTok. We know nothing. Well, I know nothing about it.
Very little about it.
Yeah.
If I were to put it on Facebook, I feel like all of my friends would just be like, what are you doing with your life? So TikTok is kind of my like secret thing. I'm like, no, nobody look at that account, okay?
Oh, guilty pleasure. Yeah. So what is TikTok exactly?
So it's basically just videos of like 1 minute or less, and you can literally do anything. You can use, like, they don't have copyright issues like they do with YouTube.
Oh, right.
And I think that's why so many people flock to it. Is you can literally, you can do covers, you can do voiceovers. Some people just have like popular music playing in the background so that people find it easier. And then they do like, you can do skits, you can do like, it's literally, did you guys know about Vine or Musical.ly?
Not really.
No? Okay, well, it's like a variation.
Sorry, we're from the past.
Yeah.
No, so it's like you have like a minute or less to make a video, and you can take sounds from different videos and make your own. So there's different challenges. So recently I put up a shorts on YouTube that was actually based on a TikTok challenge, which is you sit next to your dog and call their name and see how they react.
Saw that
Did
one.
you see
I
that?
saw that one. Yeah.
So I sat next to my dog Maya, and I was like, Maya, and she does not like when you don't pay attention to her. She is miserable. So she's literally like right here, like I'm here kind of thing. And then literally as soon as we cut that video, I was like, I'm sorry, Maya. She got up on my lap, put her head on my shoulder, and just sat like that for probably 3 minutes. She was like so heartbroken. I was like, I am so awful, but the video turned out pretty good.
Oh gosh, sad mommy.
I know. But hey, she got like a solid like 3-minute cuddle after that.
Glad to hear that.
Right,
yeah.
I was like, it's okay, Maya. I felt invisible before too.
Oh, bless her. So do you get traffic from TikTok to YouTube, do you think?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't like, I have like put a couple little trailers or whatever from like abandoned places or whatever, where I'm like, hey, I'm in front of this abandoned place and we just explored it. So go check it out on my channel. But no one's ever come and said, hey, I'm from TikTok. So I don't know.
No.
And it hasn't shown up in analytics. So there's a chance it doesn't, but I enjoy it. It's just, it's where I can be my weird self and nobody can judge me. Well, they can judge me, but I mean.
That's nice. If anyone has a TikTok in the chat and you want to find each other, feel free to, I don't know what you even do on TikTok, put your @ or your name, or and then you can
you put your little like your username, and then people can go and look at what you have for videos and comment.
I know. She's just woken up. She heard your dog. And
she heard your dog and her little eyes.
That's because
mine just barked. Layla has a TikTok that my husband does for her. If anyone wants to follow Layla.
What's it called then, Lucy?
Layla the toy poodle.
All right. I was going to say that. Oh, yes, I have seen those 2 videos. He's just started, hasn't he? Yes. Yeah.
I should make one for Maya. She's beautiful, and everyone's like, what kind is she? She looks kind of like a little white fox, so she's an intriguing breed.
She's so cute.
That's nice.
People
love doggy videos, or cat videos are always popular.
Okay, what's going on in the chat now, Lucy?
Lots of people saying they do shorts, #shorts. And let's see, Sean says, I can't keep up with all the social media accounts, especially TikTok. I find I just haven't had the time to even focus on it, or I don't do Snapchat. We have an Instagram, but Mum does it. I don't even go on Instagram.
And we don't do Twitter. We can't be doing with that.
No, can't keep up either, Sean.
I know. It's just too much, and it's bad enough just with the 3, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
They're hard to keep up with. I actually just celebrated my 12 years on Twitter.
Wow. You are. Wow.
You're like one of the original. You must be. I don't know how long Twitter's even been going, but can't be much.
I remember back in the day when I had an account and nobody else had an account, so I couldn't even follow anybody. So I was just like making basically tweets to myself. No. I was like 12. It's fine.
Oh my goodness, though, that's fantastic. You've been there right from the sort of start of it.
I was still doing Bebo, if anyone remembers that, when I was about 12. That was the Bebo era.
I have no idea what that is.
I'm probably a couple of years older than you, so it wasn't around long, but every day you got one love, like a little heart, and you could share that love with some person, and if someone gave you their love for the day, it was a really special treat. It's like share the love on Bebo. That was their thing.
That's cute. Really, I like that.
But some days you wouldn't get any love, and that was really sad.
Well, I don't like it anymore.
Got no love today. Let's see. Sean says TikTok and Instagram Reels is why YouTube is doing shorts.
Yes, it is. They lost so many people, right? Like I said, with the copyright restrictions and all of that, they lost a lot of people because TikTok is so much simpler. Your content is a lot smaller, and in a lot of cases, not all cases, it's a lot simpler. And honestly, like sometimes like the most common ideas are like, it's best to imitate there, I feel like.
I mean, I'm glad that the YouTubers started doing shorts, because ours is,
I think they've been good. Overall, they've been good for us. We've had some that have literally done nothing, You
guys, you're so good at editing your shorts. I don't know. I don't even know how to edit them. I just like film it once, and if it's perfect or if it's good, then I'm like, okay. And if it's not perfect, I delete it and start over. Like you're so good at editing them.
Yeah, well, I kind of like it because they are short. I can put more attention into like every single frame because you know you've got the time to do it. So yeah, I do go a bit nuts sometimes with the shorts. But our most popular short, I literally did no editing. It was Layla when Ryan was doing push-ups on, and she jumped on his back.
Yeah, that
video has been our most popular video by far in terms of views, and I did nothing apart from make Layla pop out of some daisies at the end. I was like,
I saw that video. I liked it. The
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah. Layla and Ryan should start a YouTube channel because they're obviously a dream team.
Yeah. That's funny. Our most popular video hasn't got you or I on it, but it's got Layla and Ryan.
I know.
Like a buddy system channel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. Oh, Kay Cliff.
That's my best friend. She lives 6 hours away.
Oh, wow. Hi Kay, thank you for coming along. And let's see, where did we get to in the chat? Lots of people saying about shorts. Yeah, I think a lot of people have had some success, and you know, I think it does just help you get some new eyes on your channel, because you know, you do sometimes get on that elusive short shelf. Right. And then you can get a few more fresh eyes and hopefully some new subscribers and some more views on your other videos.
And speaking of subscribers though, Kay Cleef actually has a channel as well.
Oh, what's that? Tell us what your channel's about. Yeah,
we'll go and check that out afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
They haven't uploaded in a little bit though, so get on that, Kay. I'm calling you right.
Yeah, for sure. It's so easy though to just like think, oh, I just can't do it this week. You know, we kind of keep each other going. We're lucky there's two of us. Where
that's good. Yeah, it really is. It's so comforting having somebody else, you know, because it sort of shares the pressure and the workload, and to have that someone there, it's sort of like a bit of a relief, you know. And we do sort of egg each other on and support each other, and so
I'm about to have an interruption. Hold on a second. I can hear her.
Okay. Well, we'll be reading. We'll be reading the chat.
Yes, Mother. Yes, I heard you.
All right. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Everyone's saying hi to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Wow, I feel like I've met a celebrity now, haven't I, Mom?
Yeah. I'll have to tell her
that. Let's see. Sean says, don't saturate your channel with shorts, but do them once a week or every other week. You want to take advantage of it while it's in beta. Yeah. It's hard to know. Have we saturated our channel with shorts? I don't know.
We've done quite a few now.
It does mess up your analytics a little bit.
It does.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah, we tend to do them as extras, although this week, because of various reasons, we are actually putting one out on a Tuesday, which is our day to put out a normal video. So it is handy when there are, things are going on that you haven't got time to edit a full video. So we are doing that this week. But as I say, usually we put it out as extra content, don't we? Which is a lot of work. But, it has paid off on the whole. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what do you all think?
Jarrett Talkie Bear says, I'm trying to figure out a way to do shorts with some of my Let's Play videos, but not quite sure where to start. Well, we'll have a think about that, Jarrett, and if we come up with any ideas, we'll let you know.
Because sometimes what's good for a longer video isn't necessarily good for a short. It's got to be very concise and dynamic and hit you in those few seconds. Otherwise, you can't be too wordy, really, can you?
No, I don't know if this is true, but I heard you have to get like at least 90% view time on your short for it to really take off, which is really high. I know they're less than a minute, but because everyone's flicking through,
like scrolling.
You have to do something visual to kind of grab people.
Well, and something I've personally noticed is like on like a regular video, like it doesn't suggest shorts.
That's right. No, that's right. I guess because YouTube doesn't make, at the minute at least, they don't make any money from them because they don't advertise on them. So maybe it's like not suggesting them because it's it's not as
it's not
profitable.
benefiting them, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do when you're feeling unmotivated to film? Do you have a list of ideas to fall back on?
Oh, good question.
Sometimes, but like honestly, when I'm like, yeah, like I do have a list of videos that I haven't touched on before, that I do have for like a rainy day. But whenever I'm like really feeling crunched but like unmotivated, I kind of just look at something I've done before that's done well and try to do something similar. So the last time I ended up going to an abandoned building, it was a abandoned building I was at, the very first one I ever did. And I just took somebody different with me. So, cause it's so fun. It's like, it's a good way to kind of feel like, you know, you are kind of breaking the law. Shh, don't say I know that, but it's like you get your adrenaline rushing, but it's so cool to see, like, you walk into like basically a time capsule, right? So like I tend to just like look back at something that's done kind of well in the past and kind of do a variation of that. Or I call a friend and say, hey, I'm going to come and see you and make a travel vlog out of it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
I must say, like, I love your abandoned building videos, but I'm such a coward. I could never do it myself.
Sometimes you hear a sound and you're like, what could that be?
No, my luck, I'll get eaten by a zombie or something.
Yeah. Well, in the last one, like the one I was just talking about, when I took my sister, I swore, even when I was editing, I was hearing hissing, but there wasn't anything there that could have been hissing. I didn't see anything. But even in the video, it sounded like, when I had my headphones on, it sounded like I was hearing hissing. And I even like looked at my sister and said, did you hear that? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. And as I'm editing I'm like, do I put that I'm hearing hissing, or do I just see if somebody else comments on it? But yeah, like it's, you never know what the situation, like, why did they leave? Was the house completely haunted and they were like, no, thanks, I'm leaving? Like,
the ghost adventures.
Adventures
sometimes
you didn't mean
it does
to
look
be
like they just walked out one day, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, like this one had like dishes in the cupboard still, and so
creepy.
Yeah,
but it is fascinating. You're right. I'm glad there's people like you who can do that for people like us. Way too much of a scaredy cat to go in. I just seen Sundays with Heart are here. Hello, Sundays with Heart. Welcome. And Sean says, what's that big noise? A big rat? No, my luck.
Well, I'm like, it's worse because all the way up the stairs there was you were literally walking on a layer of poop and you don't know what kind of it is, right? Like, and then in the bed there's like a huge hole in the bed, so something was nesting there, but are they still there? So like every time I open like the freezer or something, I'm like, please don't jump out at me.
Oh my god, well, you could find body parts or whatever in the freezer.
You could, right? Like, perfect place to dump a body is an abandoned building. Who's gonna find it?
That would be a crazy video.
Oh my god,
viral,
I probably wouldn't. But you know, the magic's in the mystery, right?
It is. Oh god.
And that's the other reason I think your mum's cool, because she's been on one of those abandoned buildings. That's I think that's like one of my top videos as well. She went into that place with me first, so but you know, she's trying to, she's like, do you want me to open the door for you? I mean, if you're offering.
Oh my god, what a cool mom.
I'd probably be waiting outside. I'd be like, you guys go ahead.
At least you go, you go in, mum.
I'll guard the door
from a distance.
I'll guard the door. Just in case that ghost walks by. There's somebody here.
Is there anybody here? Oh my goodness.
Well, if you guys have a question for Michelle, then pop it in the chat now. It's so lovely seeing so many of you, by the way. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Can you see how many people are watching?
Let's have a look. I think I can if I just do this.
Oh, this is where we lose it.
It's like, and now the video just shuts down and it's all over.
There's 12 of you here right now, so thank you to all of you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. It really does mean a lot. If we could trouble you to hit the like button if you haven't already, then that would be really wonderful. And of course, after this interview, go and check out Michelle's channel. There's a link in the description to Sayystella.
That's me. I told you I'm weird.
Sean says we used to play in abandoned buildings when I was young, but I now realize how dangerous that was. Kids.
Yeah.
But when you're kids, you don't think about it. I used to play at the bottom of a cliff a lot, and like my parents would be like, I'd walk up to the top of the cliff and they'd be sitting there with their hands on their hips and they'd be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, we were just playing. And they're like, do you realize how many ways you can get hurt? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
You're invincible when you're a child, aren't you?
Sure,
You feel like nothing's ever gonna get you.
Yes, yeah.
You don't even notice how many things go wrong until they go wrong, and then you're like, what do I do?
Exactly.
I know. Then you just fall down and cry.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Parent will sort it out.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Eleanor says, yes, I already checked out her channel and supported her before this stream.
Thank you, Eleanor.
You are the best.
Yeah,
Eleanor.
I saw her comment on the collab video. I do remember seeing her comment and commenting back. So.
Oh,
hi.
Nice.
Molly has a question. She says, how do you find abandoned buildings to enter?
Mostly for me, it's like a lot of like back road driving. But also like I do have some friends that'll like see one and be like, hey, you should go check out this one. I'm like, okay, I mean, if you say so. Actually, one of the people who was talking earlier, Deb Williams, she actually pointed out one that was about 10 minutes from where I live now. It was a insane asylum. And yeah, but they've crunched down on it so much because for some reason people keep taking pictures of it and putting them in newspapers. So like people are being drawn to it to a point where they've got it fenced off, signs up, and they're literally arresting people all the time just for stepping on the property. So
well, I'm surprised that, you could get into these places because I would have thought they would have been locked securely and maybe the windows boarded up.
Yeah, like a lot of them,
you could just walk in the door.
Absolutely. Like a lot of them, the way you can tell that they're abandoned is either there's spray paint on them, which is, I hate when people do that, but also windows will be broken from elements and such. So that's kind of how you can tell when a place is abandoned. And there's actually just a few times that we've and even like if you look at the driveway, you can kind of tell because if nobody's been driving up and down it, then there's lots of weeds growing, and sometimes nature is reclaiming the house. So you can see there's vines all over it, and that's kind of how you can tell. Right. But then it's just kind of a point of being cautious because you never know if somebody's living there, even if they're not supposed to.
I was going to say,
like squatting there.
I was going to say squatters,
exactly.
Somebody unsavory is inside. Shall we say?
Or it's good to take someone with you, I would say.
I would never ever go through an abandoned place by myself because like what if you fall through the floor and you get stuck somewhere? Like so many things can go wrong in an abandoned building. Like I said, nature reclaims it, and so like the walls can be weaker, the floors can be weaker, and you can end up in a situation right quick. So,
well, I've just seen Molly said I once stepped on a rusty nail in an abandoned building when I was 16. I thought I was going to get door lock.
I tend to wear my steel toes when I go into an abandoned place. So
good thinking.
Should wear your hat too, I think.
Well, the spiders.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that, especially here in Arizona, if we found an abandoned building, I'm sure there's all sorts of wildlife that you would have to be careful of. Snakes, scorpions, and
anything getting away. Is scorpions?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
I think the worst I have to worry about here is a garter snake.
I know.
Maybe a big ugly spider.
UK, we had nothing.
No. We've got all sorts. They even got sort of poisonous spiders too, haven't we? A lot of dangerous wildlife in Arizona.
Eleanor says it's nice to meet you, Michelle. I'm enjoying this chat.
Thank you. Thanks
Eleanor.
for swinging by.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because I'm allergic to dust too, so going into these places can sometimes set me back for a couple days.
Gosh!
Like the one time, one of the ones I went into. After that, I was sneezing for probably 3 days, and I was taking allergy medicine like you wouldn't believe. I ended up getting like hives all over my arms. Oh, sometimes it's like, is it really worth it? But it's so fun. It's so fun. It's such an adventure. So
oh my gosh! I can't wait to see the next one. Not that I want you to go somewhere dangerous.
There's a church I've had my eye on, but I've heard that it's very heavily guarded by the police, so might not be on my list. But I hope I can get in there someday.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that does sound interesting.
Don't go at midnight though, because that's the worst time.
That's a whole other charge. Going after dark is a whole separate charge, because you're basically being charged. Like if you get caught, then they expect you're going in there to cause damage.
Right.
So if you're gonna go, plus don't go in the dark, because you never know what's gonna be under you, right? Yeah. And also, it's a good way to get caught. You know, somebody's driving by and they see a flashlight.
That's true. I was like, oh, we're here. Never go after dark. That's good advice. Yeah. Molly would like to know if you've ever seen a ghost in one of your abandoned buildings. Have you ever seen a ghost? Molly wants to know.
Have I ever? No, I have not seen. I've never seen anything. As far as like, I mean, I've caught some things, like not, like in an abandoned building. No, I've heard things, but I've never seen something.
Yeah.
But in my everyday life, I have caught a couple things on film.
Perhaps you could give us the link to some of those videos, and we'll pop them in if anyone's interested.
Yeah, there's some of them. Like there's one that I was filming around Christmas last year, and I don't remember exactly what I was talking about, but there's just like this big black mass that just goes from one side of the room to the corner. Like it kind of comes out of me pretty much. It goes straight to the corner. And I've shown that to a few people, and they're like, how do you even debunk that? And I'm like, and then actually in this room, we have a lamp that's literally right next to me that we have to unplug a lot, because it gets replugged in and it turns on by itself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was one time, it was like 3 days in a row that like either I or my mom would come up and have to turn off that light. So the one day I came up, I'm like, I'm done with this nonsense. So I unplugged it. And I went downstairs and I was like, hey mom, just letting you know, I unplugged that lamp. I can't stand, like, it's so spooky when you walk by and you see the light on under the door, and nobody lives in here. This is a bedroom, but I use it as my studio because nobody lives here. So when you walk by and you see the light gleaming under the door, you're like, that's weird. That's scary. So yeah, so I went down and I was like, so just so you know, I unplugged that lamp. She goes, I unplugged it yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
So it plugs itself back in once in a while. So
oh my god.
Yeah. So we definitely have some. Maya likes to bark at corners for no apparent reason. Kay, who's actually in the chat here, or at least they were, has seen people walking by. There was a white mass, she said, and one time she was in my bathroom and she straight up had a conversation with someone she thought was me, but I was asleep. So
oh my goodness.
No way.
Is your house really old? I think
this house was built in 1890, and I actually was recently doing some research on the history, and the same family owned it. The same last name owned it for the first 85 years. And then the people before us bought it, and then we bought it. So I do have, like, my dad has passed away. I have a grandfather who's passed away. So I do like to think sometimes it's them, but there is a good chance it's literally just somebody who had this house first. So it's pretty cool. I love it.
It's fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's scary sometimes, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
And when it's harmless things like that, you know, it's kind of like, you know, like you say, like it could potentially be comforting in a way, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure. Kay would like to know, what is your favorite part of the video making process?
Honestly, I like the editing part. I like to just sit down with my headphones on in my quiet space and do my thing. But honestly, like, depending on what I'm filming, like, the filming process can be pretty darn fun too. It just kind of depends on the video I'm making. But like, as far as like settling down and just kind of being in my own head, I love editing. I love just like that calmness that I get, and I just get to chill out and nobody bugs me.
I like
but like
that
I said,
too.
some of the videos I film, like going to waterfalls and stuff like that, like, you never know what you're going to see at the end of some of these hikes until you get there. So it's really hard to say.
Yeah, I completely get that with the editing thing. I must admit, I'm not the friendliest if I get disturbed during my editing.
Just want to finish my video and be by myself.
I was in my zone.
Exactly. And then like watching the end product, and you're like, I actually like how that turned out, and and like you get to give yourself a minute of praise. I really enjoy that too.
Yeah, it's very satisfying.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
I totally agree. Kay says she hates editing, but she loves filming.
Yeah, well, Kay's filmed a few videos with me. We've got a couple. So one of the very first videos I ever filmed for YouTube was we called it the water snob face off, because we both say we really like certain flavors of water and the other ones are all trash. So we decided to do blindfolded taste test. So that was fun. We were going to actually make a collab channel. I'm not saying we won't still in the future, but as far as living so far away from each other, it's really hard. But some of the, we've done the jelly bean challenge with my son, like Kay, myself, and my son, which that video decided somehow to mess up, and it sounded like there's a helicopter in the room. So I don't know how that even happened. Yeah, like if you're filming with your friends or your family, it can be so fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It can.
Yeah. It is fun, isn't it? Because you can really have a laugh, and
we do, honestly, we laugh so much
doing
YouTube. It really is good fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, we always like filming, don't we? Sometimes if you're filming several in a day, you get a bit tired by the last one and you just can't even speak. But then you just end up cracking up and makeup runs down your face. And
Sometimes some of the ones that I film with my sister are filmed after like 1 a.m. So like the ones that were really laughy and like, it's generally because we're just both overtired and just trying to get the video done, but just everything is funny to us when we're tired.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I know. You get into that like slightly emotional state, don't you? When you're like laughing and then it's like, oh, but now I feel sad.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, whirlwind of emotions.
For sure. Yes. Sean says, oh, I stepped on a 4-inch rusty nail at 5 and had to get a tetanus shot.
Ouch.
And he also says, Michelle, I have subbed to your channel and good luck to you and your channel this year.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
One's here. Hello.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric. Welcome. And let's see. Oh, yeah. If you have a question for Michelle, then now's a really good time to pop it in the chat, and we'll ask her the question that we asked all our guests before we say goodbye, which is, Michelle, if you could take everything that you've learned on your YouTube journey so far and just kind of boil it down into a piece of advice that you could offer to someone who's maybe thinking of starting a YouTube channel, or maybe someone who has just started a YouTube channel, what advice would you offer to kind of send them on
the
their way?
Advice? I would say be true to yourself. Don't create content you don't like. Don't create what everyone tells you to create. Create what you enjoy, or you won't enjoy the process. That's like a really, really big thing. And also do your research on SEO, because if you really want to get your videos out there, there's so many tools out there. There's TubeBuddy. You can do like certain keyword searches. There's so many different tools out there to help you. And don't be afraid to reach out into some of the YouTube groups, not YouTube groups, Facebook groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups that you can actually find your niche on there, and you can like promote, you can find friends. Like I've made Lucy and Julie, I've made so many friends just by trying to put myself out there on Facebook. And there is ways, if you're like me and you don't want to bug your friends, there is ways to reach out without being personal about it. So I would just say, create the content you love. Don't let people tell you you can't, because at the end of the day, you're the only one in charge of the things you can and can't do. So that's what I would go with, I guess.
Great advice. Yeah, very good advice.
Really good advice. Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, it'd be so easy to just listen to people and to not create content because you're worried about what they'll think or
absolutely.
But, there's always still people, isn't there? They're out there somewhere, and you'll find them.
Think about like Justin Bieber and stuff like that, who started on YouTube because all they did was just post a video. Like they were like, oh, I was in a singing competition. Now, who doesn't know his name, right? Like,
exactly.
You can't let you can't let the naysayers get to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, do your thing, and what will be.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and honestly, thank you so much to everyone in the chat. You're all being amazing.
Yes,
thank you, everyone.
So much.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming along. And Yeah.
And we have a quick question before we let you go from Jarrett, who wants to know, if you haven't already mentioned it, what has been the coolest place to explore?
I haven't done a whole lot of explore. There's one place that my sister and I had been to a few times before I actually filmed it. And I think I called it like the lakefront property or something like that in the video. And literally, so it's a little teeny tiny house, but right behind it, there's like a huge forest. And then just to the left of it, there's a little pond that like you can actually walk out to this little island, and I've taken a couple pictures out there as well. And then on the other side, there's like a river. So it's surrounded by so much like even photographic, like photograph worthy stuff. Like I loved it. It was really, really cool. I wish I could have gone in more than I did, but like the floors were gone. So we basically went in the door and took like 3 or 4 steps each, and then we just kind of stopped and took pictures or whatever. But that was probably one of the cooler ones just because of the stuff around it.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. Yeah.
That sounds really good. Yeah. Molly says advice also is if you get a thumbs down or a bad comment, let it go like water off a duck's back. Molly, we're gonna have to get you on at some point. Yeah, not to scare you away, but we'd love to have you on if you're willing.
It's fun. Oh, why not? I was really nervous. I was actually like so nervous.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it turned out fine. Thank you to all my friends and peers for showing up in the comments, making me feel loved.
Thank you. And you've been an amazing guest, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us. We've really, really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll collab again in the future.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll find something.
Yes,
definitely.
Well, thank you in the chat too.
Thank you, everyone. It's lovely to see you, speak to you all. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you next week for Rockstar Pool.
Yeah, you don't miss it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.